Welcome back to the second part of our How to Register as a Volunteer tutorial. By now, you should have already completed the registration process and received an email from Volunteer Collier confirming your registration. You will be able to access your volunteer portal in the top right-hand corner of the website using the email that you used to create your account as a username. If you ever forget your password, you are able to retrieve it by clicking on the Forgot Password link in this area. In my case, I have already gone ahead and signed in, so I'm just going to close out of this window. Now, once your information is entered in the login area, you will be taken to your volunteer portal, which is where I'm at right now. From here, you can do a lot of different things. You can manage and track your volunteer hours. I'm sorry about that. I'm just going back to the home page because I had gone away from there. So this is actually the page that you first see when you come in. And from this area in the portal, you can do a lot of different things, but this is just your overview page. In the portal, you will be able to manage and track your volunteer hours, update your responses to the registration questionnaire, update your skills, and create, manage, and join volunteer teams. I invite you to take the time to take a look and familiarize yourself with the features of your portal to get a more in-depth look of what they can do. But for the sake of this video, we will focus on providing a brief overview of the portal. So again, this is our account overview page. In here, we can see our upcoming opportunities, our volunteer history, and our self-reported hours. These are all very neat features that Volunteer Collier has to offer. Anytime that you register for an opportunity with the site, you will be able to see them coming up here. Your portal will remind you which opportunity you registered for, with which organization, when it will take place, and whether or not you have completed that opportunity. Once an opportunity has been completed, it will move down to the volunteer history section, so that you can keep track of your records if you ever need them for future reference. The self-reported hours is a very neat function because it allows you to track volunteer hours even if the organization that you volunteer with is not part of Volunteer Collier. And we will show you how to use that in just a second. Moving on, we're going to move over to the Personal Information tab. This section allows you to update your contact information, communication preferences, volunteer availability, interest, and much more. You can also reset your password in here. Let me just scroll down. One thing I want to put a little extra time in is showing you how to set your volunteer availability. This is important because nonprofits, if they have a specific opportunity listed for a specific date, and you don't have this area filled in, they won't be able to look for your profile and realize that you're available to help. So if you want to be found by other nonprofits, please make sure that you fill in this area, and also that you select the option above here that says that you like to receive communications from Volunteer Collier. Now moving on to the skills section, you can go ahead and refill the skill questionnaire that you filled in when you first registered on the site. And again, this area is important because it allows nonprofits to look for volunteers that match the skill set that they need. For example, if you have particular experience with event planning, which is a very valuable skill set in the nonprofit world, nonprofits might be looking for people specifically listing that. So you might want to make sure that you include that in your skills section. And whenever you're done completing that, say for example, rating your skills, whenever you're done, you can just hit update and the system will record the changes. Now, the area below is not really necessary for most volunteers, but for some, it's very important to use. This area allows you to upload documentation to prove your skills. For example, some volunteer opportunities might require that you have a college degree or that you have a medical license to practice. If you need to prove that you have the certifications to do the job that you're applying for as a volunteer, you need to upload your certifications in here. Now moving on, we're going to move on to the My Team section. And in here, you can either join public teams that people have created on the website. For example, a nonprofit might be looking for people to participate in a run or in a walk with them. And they might have already listed the opportunity on the volunteer Collier organization. In that case, if the opportunity is listed as a public opportunity, you will be able to look for it and find it, and then register to participate. You can also create teams, and you can create teams that are private. So, for example, if you're trying to create a volunteer team for your organization, but you only want members of your organization to register, you can go ahead here and create a new team. And you will be prompted to the right steps to do so, which are very, very straightforward. You'll need a name, a description, and most importantly, you will want to set that privacy. So again, if you want to do this for people in your organization and you only want people from your organization to participate, make sure that you set your privacy to private, okay? And that you also include all of the name, last names, emails, and phone numbers of the people that you want to participate. Now, what will happen here is that anytime you enter someone's contact information in this area, that person is going to receive an email letting them know that they have been entered into a team and asking them to sign up to the Volunteer Collier website. Now, they don't have to sign up to the website to be a part of your team, but in order for them to manage their own accounts, they are going to have to complete the registration process. Now I'm going to go back here and show you an already existing team. So I already did this team as a test, so I'm going to go to Manage Team. And I see here that I have 2 members that I entered, but I also have the opportunity to add new members even after I've created my team. So don't ever feel that if, for example, you forget to add someone in, that you have to start all over. You are able to make changes to your teams after you've created them. And you also can remove members or make them captain of the team. Now moving on, we're going to go back to the overview area and come down to the self-report your volunteer service hours, which is the last thing we will go through in this tutorial. Again, this is a very important functionality if, for example, you're a college student and you are trying to keep track of your volunteer hours to fulfill your graduation requirements. In that case, you will be able to either select from organizations that already exist in the Volunteer Collier website or enter the information for a new organization in the form here. Once you enter the information for the organization in which you volunteered, you can enter the volunteer name, the date of service, and the times that you volunteered. Now, what's going to happen is, if the organization is registered in the Volunteer Collier website, they're going to receive an email that will tell them that someone has entered volunteer hours, and their volunteer coordinator is going to be able to approve or reject the hours that you tracked. Now, if the organization that you volunteer with is not a member, they won't be able to do this. So you might need to contact them separately and let them know that you've been tracking your hours and have them approve it, or better yet, have them register to the Volunteer Collier website so that they can keep track of your hours there. So I hope that this helps. This is it, the quick overview of your volunteer portal. Please let me know if you have any questions, and thank you for watching.